Alrighty, hello everyone. It's been a while since I showed you guys the CRZ, but it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. But that seems to be normal around here now. It was always normal, just kidding. But here it is, CRZ, it's back, more content, yay. I've been loving this car for the months that I've had it, got it in April, as you guys probably remember, because no one ever forgets anything on the internet. But I'm here to tell you today about this car just being pretty good for modifying, because, well, it is. Now, I mean more cosmetic stuff, of course, because I haven't done any power mods to this car at all, because, quite frankly, I want this car to be reliable. And I don't mean 100,000 miles reliable, like I could get with mods, but I mean like 300,000 miles reliable that this car is capable of, stock. So let's just go over the things I've done with it, though. First thing you will notice on this car is I got a set of wheels. This was because the wheels that I had on there originally were really curved up and stuff, and these ones just look better, I think, in my opinion anyway. They are Koenig backbones, and one of the main reasons I got them is because they were cheap. They were $150 a wheel, which I believe is pretty good for Koenig wheels. And they do the job well. They're the same size as my other wheels were, so they fit the tires perfectly already, which is another benefit of the wheels and why I picked them, because I definitely wanted something that fit the tires that were already on it, because these tires are pretty much brand new. Well, they were brand new when I bought the car, so that's that. Next thing you'll notice is the roof. It's black now. It's no longer white. Yeah, I got the roof wrapped because I saw a CRZ online that had a black roof, but they stopped it here. This part was still white, which looked weird. Also, I think the antenna and the sprayer jet were still white as well, which is also weird. But I wanted to go and do it properly, so I did the whole roof, following this line, of course. After I got it done, I was like, well, maybe it could look cool like the special edition CRZ with the whole roof black. That means this part and this part here. But yeah, not enough money to do that right now, because yeah, I paid to get the roof wrapped because I didn't trust myself to do it, because I am mechanically inept, and I am also terrified of messing something up. And to wrap the antenna and stuff, you have to remove the headliner and for the washer jet too. Next thing you'll notice is nothing. You won't notice anything else. Well, I mean, I got stickers here, but that's not really modifications, is it? Neither is the license plate, but you know, it's whatever. Really, other than that, on the exterior, there's not much else that you will notice, except that there is more on the exterior, because this car has Underglow. Yes, it has Underglow, and the Underglow is pretty nice looking. Hopefully I can insert a video of it doing its thing, and hopefully the wind isn't terrible in this video. I am using my microphone too, but it is just really windy out today. But yeah, the Underglow looks pretty good in my opinion, and the shop that I got to do it did a good job. And yes, I didn't do it myself, because like I said, I am mechanically inept and terrified of messing something up, and definitely terrible at wiring. So yeah, you'll notice a theme there. But other than that, exterior stuff, nothing too much on the outside yet. We have a little ways to go before I do much else to this car, honestly. I like the way it looks on the outside, because I don't want to make it atrocious looking by putting way too much on it like a lot of Honda owners do. Luckily, I haven't seen too many CRZs that have been just mutilated by exterior mods. There are a few I've seen where it's like, why would you do that? But I think this one is it's pretty tasteful. Long term though, I'd like to get some bigger wheels that look better than these, because I mean, I do like the look of these, but they are not the style that I expected them to be. And I mean, I was a little disappointed at first. They've kind of grown on me though. And yeah, I want to get 17s eventually, or even 18s if my clearance will allow that. Also, like I said, I might want to do the rest of the roof in black because that could be cool looking. And I think I might take the stickers off because I'm a little annoyed by them now too. So, you know, I'm sure they're... I'll probably keep the locally loved thing, but that's about it. All the other ones can go. And maybe the horsepower sticker, because I think that one's great. Let's step inside, though. Also, I want to get rid of this X. That's been here since I bought the car. Let's go inside. On the inside, I have not done too much at all. Really, the only thing I've done, and not even me, because, like I said, I hate wiring, is the custom radio. Yep, got one. Because I don't have the navigation package with this car. So that means I have the terrible stock radio. Which was just, it was preying on my downfall, if I'm honest. Because it would just act up a lot. I mean, the screen looks great. I mean, there's a few parts where it's inconsistent. But it works excellent. I get Apple CarPlay. And I need navigation a lot. Well, I used to anyway. But I don't as much anymore. But still, the navigation is nice. Having Waze open just all the time is nice. And of course, I like to be able to see the album arts of my music I'm listening to. Just because it's cool to look at, you know? Album arts are meant to be looked at. And I do. So, that's that. In here, though, I plan to get another shift knob one of these days. Because this one is pretty beat up, as you cannot see because the lighting's terrible. Thank you, son. There we go. Yep, you can see it there. Pretty beat up. But yeah, shift knob is one of the things. Eventually, very long-term, new steering wheel. Because unfortunately, this car was not treated well on the interior by the previous owner. Well, cosmetically, it wasn't treated well. Just exterior and interior. Don't know what they did. I mean, the car, mechanically, they took really good care of it, though. So that's really all I cared about, is that mechanically it was fine. But as you can see, there's paint chipping here. A little bit on the volume button. That's not as noticeable, thank goodness. A little bit on the bottom here. So eventually, new steering wheel. But that's like way long term and stuff. I thought about doing a Starlight headliner in here, but truck community's kind of made that a little bit iffy for me, if I'm honest. And it's making it a little bit difficult to justify. But other than that, there's not too much else that I would want to do in the interior. Maybe get a subwoofer. Although space in the back, kind of limited already. And you can see I already got the factory one back there, which it works pretty well. And I'm a big bass head guy. Believe me, I like a lot of bass. But I don't know if I'd want to sacrifice the interior space for a big sub like that. And all the small form factor subs are, they're not the best, I've heard. And I'm sure some people would disagree with me on that. However, I'm going to stay away from them. And yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on that. Because, well, I like bass, but don't want to compromise the interior space. But let's go for a drive, shall we? Okay, so now we're going to go for a little drive here. Make sure I'm neutral and start the car. Another thing I've done, and it's exterior as well. Took the muffler off. Sorry, but I mean, I had to know what it sounds like. I mean, I know single cam Honda, it probably won't sound the best, but yeah, I mean, new car guy, gotta take the muffler off, just hear what it sounds like, doesn't matter what car it is. Luckily though, I don't think it sounds too bad. It does not have a single cam Honda noise that much. It might sound a lot different on video and probably terrible, but in person it's actually got a decent tone to it, I'd say. It's not great. Let me get that straight. I don't think it's all awesome or anything, but I definitely think it's It's a lot better than the straight pipe Civics you hear rolling around. That's for sure. Reminds me more of an SI. Still working on getting the shifting down, of course, because you know how it is. But yeah, also forgive me for my phone mount. It was like $5, so. Don't know how that sounds on video yet, but it probably sounds bad. But I mean, that doesn't matter too much to me, because to me, it's fine. It doesn't sound terrible at all. In fact, it sounds decent, I'd say. It pops a lot. Around 3,000 RPM, it'll pop a lot, which is cool. I mean, I'm not one for excessive pops and bangs tunes, but if it's subtle and stuff, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Driving wise, this car is not affected in any way, like I said, because it's still on stock wheel size. Oh my gosh, my mount is so bumpy. I'm sorry, but I don't have money to get a better one. Yeah, like I said, wheel size unaffected, suspension unaffected, steering unaffected, all because I haven't touched anything mechanically yet. Yet being a key word, because I thought about lowering this car as well, but we'll see, because I kind of scrape, my skid plates would scrape back when those were on the car. I took them off because they fell off, but you know, it's still a fun car to drive around, of course. You don't have to modify one of these for them to be a fun car to drive, because that's just how they were made. They were made to be fun cars, and they succeed in doing that very well, I think. Luckily for me, I have found that the shifter in here has been pretty good, because when I was looking at these cars, I was like, well, maybe I'd get a short shifter for it, because guarantee you it's not going to be great. It's a $20,000 car. How good can the shifting be? And actually the gear lever feels great. I like it a lot. I like how notchy it is, and it's a little inconsistent when going into first from neutral, but I mean, $20,000 car. The clutch feels amazing. I actually really have grown to love the clutch in this car. I think it just fits the car's size perfectly and everything. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. It's a little on the lighter side, of course, but of course, roll the windows down, give you more of that exhaust note, and probably a whole lot of wind noise that's gonna sound awful. So sorry in advance. See, that's another fun thing about this car, is I was doing all that accelerating, and it was literally just to catch up to the traffic in front of me. Gotta love that 130 horsepower, which probably equates to like 100 wheel, but hey man, that's what I signed up for. I knew what I was getting myself into. Literally put my horsepower into a third of what I used to have anyway. But yeah, this car has been great so far. I've loved it. Nothing much to report on, because unlike my Audi, it's reliable. So it's been a fun car for me to own, and I've really enjoyed the manual life so far. It's been a whole lot of fun to just learn and experience daily manual driving, because I mean, it's had its ups and downs, that's for sure. Cough cough drive-throughs when they're crowded, but other than that, it's been a great car. Because luckily, this car, I've learned, you can let the clutch out in first gear at 3 miles an hour and not need the clutch, which is fun. that means I like never stalled this car, or never have stalled this car, really. I mean, I have stalled it a couple times just because I was being an idiot, or I was getting too cocky with it, but other than those times, I mean, if I'm actually like driving like normally and stuff, I don't stall. It just doesn't happen. And really, it's just a fun car to drive, honestly. The suspension is incredible, actually, for being stock in terms of like how it feels and stuff. There's no body roll, like, at all. And the acceleration, I mean, 130 horsepower, but still the electric motor kicks in and it's smooth. It's not VTEC-y like you'd expect because the electric motor is there. Once the battery dies from the electric motor, it actually does get really VTEC-y for some reason. But this car has plenty of features too, backup camera and stuff. Like I said, got the screen now, so I got Apple CarPlay in here, and it's basically just a really good time to drive this car every day, and I'm loving it. I honestly am. Ideally, I would still have the Audi, and it'd be reliable, but for what I have now, I'm very grateful that I was able to get a car like this, because these are quite rare. I think there's less than 10,000 manuals in the US over the course of this car's lifespan, or something like that. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I remember reading on. But yeah, that's really all I got for this car today. Fuel efficient and fun to drive. That's basically what it's about. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all later. Goodbye.